This is Kyle, and you're about to see a riff that I really liked that I just did, and my dog barked through most of it in the other room. So forgive that sound. I'm sorry I'm not recording it again. I don't think it'll come through as clearly as it did just now. So enjoy this. I think it's really awesome and exciting, and I hope it helps you. Hi. I was just meditating, and I wanted to share something with you that came up for me that I thought was so cool. And it's basically a quick look at how you see things to help you identify if you are in a state of the victim or if you are in an empowered state of consciousness where you have full control of yourself and you are in your power. And I realized there's 5 different stages or 5 different ways, I think, that we can see things. So the first way, which is ultimate victimhood, is when you think that your pain is wall to wall because someone did something, something's happening outside of you, no matter what it is. You could be like, the government's doing this, it makes me so mad, this politician, this person, my ex, my mom, my parent, my friend, whatever. These things are making me mad. When you say that, there is no acknowledgement of you. You are fully believing that something is being done to you and that thing has all the power over you. And this is what causes a lot of anger and often our desire to change the thing. So when you want to change the thing, sometimes you can, but a lot of times you're totally helpless because you're mad that something's happening outside of you and you are trying to change the outside, but there's no part of you that has any control or interest at looking at what's going on inside. So if you're talking about anything at all as if it's something that's happening to you, you can take in that there's a level of consciousness that you could move to give yourself a little bit more power, to feel a little bit better, and possibly transform the thing that's happening by transforming your perception of it. So the first one is if you're saying that thing happened. The second stage is if you're saying, I'm sad because that thing happened. At least that sentence gives you a little bit of you. There's you involved in this. Because some people could be happy that thing's happening. You might say, that politician won, that I know other people are happy, I'm sad about that. This is a little bit more empowering because at least you're bringing you in. And at least just in that sentence, there's an acknowledgement. I could find a way to be happy about it. I could find a way to see it different. I could whatever. So when that person did that, it made me sad, right? That kind of thing, at least when you start, the more you bring you in, the more you're able to change things. The more you're able to change your perception, the more you're going to go deeper and you're going to change things. So that's the second one. The third one is just when you say, I'm sad or I'm scared, and you don't even bring a reason in, because I really believe no reason actually is affecting your body. I believe things outside of you can trigger something that you've not seen in yourself. So if you feel triggered by something and you then leave the thing outside of you out of it and just start looking at the fact that you're sad, you start getting power because you can look at this sadness, you can be with the sadness, and you're not powerless because you're blaming something outside of you. You're with yourself. And by being with yourself, you can get away, go into nature, and be with the sadness, because almost every time I've worked with anybody, I've noticed that they think it's that first layer thing, but often that thing triggers something inside of them. So they go, that person left me, and then you start to talk to them, they cry it out and realize it felt like when they were abandoned when they were a child or something like that. They cry that out, and often they can release the sadness. So that's the third level. The fourth one is where instead of you saying, I am sad, you say something like, I'm experiencing sadness, or there is sadness in my body. These help you unidentify from the sadness and suddenly be the space to look at the sadness from a totally disconnected place. Now, obviously, if you say, I am sad, then if we change that, you don't have an identity. So it's scary for people to stop being the problem or the negative emotion, because they would have to change it, and that would be death to who they think they are. If you think who you are is broke and someone offers you money, that would be death to who you are. If you think who you are is sadness and someone offers you happiness, that would be death to the story of what you are. So when you go to the fourth level of, I have sadness in my body, that's a lot different. Same with like sick. Think of the difference between I am sick and there is sickness in my body. There's an acknowledgement that it could be passing through like a cloud. And that's very empowering. So just take a look at the difference between I'm experiencing fear, or there is fear in my body, versus I am fear. Totally different experience. And the fifth one is when you realize what you actually are that's looking at these emotions, which for me is love. And by love, I don't mean the verb love, I mean just what you are. So if you feel a feeling and you start saying, I am love, you bring kind of a mothering energy or a loving energy or a compassionate energy to the passing pain that's coming through. So think of the difference from the first to the fifth. From the first one, you're saying, they did that to me. Totally helpless, angry, and have no power. And you are so run by the world. The last stage is I have love. And I'm just sitting here feeling the space around me, the nature around me. That moves like love. So that's what I am. So this is really exciting because if you start to talk like the fifth level, you will experience a lot less stress, a lot less strain, and a lot more power, because you aren't this person that's being run by the world. You are fully in control of yourself and the connection to the truth. This is the truth of what you are, right? You actually are this space. You've experienced so many different emotions in your life, and you still exist through all of them. So you have to be the space that these beliefs and emotions are passing through, much more than the emotions themselves. So you can take your identity out of I am fear, I am, anger, I am whatever, and that's not a denial. They still are going to be fully felt. But if you do it from a place of love, you are going to experience a freedom as you watch the clouds pass by, while you start to be in the practice of realizing that you are the sky. And that's what you are. No matter what you feel triggered by, you are the sky that's looking at it. And most of your pain is caused by not knowing that and thinking you are the circumstance. You are the problem that's outside of you. You are the addiction. You are all those things. So it's just a really exciting thing that came up in meditation, but makes total sense. So if you want to start really getting power, speak differently, hear the language differently, hear yourself say, I am love, when you feel pain, and then fully feel the pain from this space of love, and nothing will actually run you anymore. You might feel triggered for a second, and then you go to the space of love, you will cry it out because you're becoming a vortex that's big enough to handle these passing emotions. So there you go. I hope that helps. I hope you enjoy that. Start the practice and it'll change your life.